LoveLine is meant for an adult audience.
LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content.
Listener discretion is advised.
Oh, now here's LoveLine.
With Riki Rackman, Dr. Drew, and Adam Carolla.
Good evening and welcome to the show that is called LoveLine. 5 nights a week, we take your calls at 1-800-LOVE-191. That's 568-3191. We also take your faxes at area code 310-854-4455. We talk about love, we talk about relationships, we spend some time perhaps talking about sex or why it itches, dribbles, scratches,
bites you,
lumps up,
jumps off your leg and scurries into the next room.
Those things we'll talk about. I'm Riki Rackman with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew's a real doctor, board-certified internist and addiction medicine specialist. And in about 10 minutes, great guest tonight, we're going to bring on Glenn Danzig. And I'm sure he had got some... Glenn Danzig's always good to bring on for the holidays. He's got a little holiday cheer to spread. And we're not going to put so much emphasis on the music tonight. We're going to talk about this comic book thing he's got. And I know that Glenn's got a lot of fans out there. I mean, the calls are already coming in just for him. But we're going to take our regular love calls. Maybe like ask Glenn some love advice. I'm sure that would even be a different view than the three of us would give.
I got to believe it'd be different than even he might give, if that's possible. He just said to us out in the hall, be ready. I'm saying everything and anything. I hope you guys can take it.
We're going to take some calls right now. Let's start with Reggie from Moreno Valley. Reggie, you're the first call on LoveLine. Don't let us down.
Hello?
Hey, Reggie.
Is this the Riki and Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla?
Yes.
Sure, as far as you know.
How are you?
Good.
Okay. I'm bisexual, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you say so.
Okay. So, I have a girlfriend, right?
Okay.
And I also have a boyfriend.
Okay.
The thing is, I've been going out with the girlfriend for a little while now, about a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I met the boyfriend like about a week ago. And the thing was, like, the girlfriend, she works weekends, and the boyfriend, he works the weekdays.
Right.
It, like, kind of works out really well.
You're right, and you're working overtime.
Yeah, and, well, I was wondering, because they are so alike, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and the guy, he's
No, they're really not, Reggie.
One of them has a penis.
Well, listen. They're so alike in personality. I'm thinking if they met each other, it would be so great, but I'm really afraid of, you know what I'm saying?
Are either one of them bi?
Jack's bi.
Jack we'll say is a guy? Okay. Yeah. Jack's bi, but what's your girlfriend's name?
Monica.
Monica's not.
No.
What's Monica think about you running around with Jack, or does she know?
She doesn't know.
What do you think she'd say if she found out you were running around with Jack?
She'd be disappointed.
Does she know? She knows you're bi, though.
Yeah.
But does she think that you're only seeing her?
Yeah.
Okay, well, whether it's with a guy or a girl, you're cheating.
Yeah, well.
It's not you're cheating, whether it's with a guy or a girl.
Listen. Okay, I've done this before, okay? I've
okay.
Like, cheated before, but, you know, we've worked things over. Well, I guess we didn't really work things over, but you know what I'm saying?
Reggie, I got to tell you, Drew is repulsed, and we're 4 minutes into the show.
Yeah.
You got to pat yourself on the back, or at least on the behind for that one.
I refuse even to talk to this guy.
Yes, he's washed
I had a record. I didn't speak for the first 5 minutes of the show.
He's washed his hands with you, Reggie.
I'm just going to make hand motions.
Reggie.
Get rid of him.
Reggie.
Jeez. We'll
Thank
just
you.
get rid of him like Doc. What's wrong,
Okay,
Dr.
Drew's
Drew?
waving him off.
Have you noticed this? Even last night, Dr. Drew was a little like...
Oh, yeah.
He's just like very short with people tonight.
He thinks he's outgrown the show. That's what it is. He thinks he's too big for the show.
You can solve some of these people, Drew, but there's still people out there that need help, Dr. Drew.
No, but Reggie doesn't need our help. He does not. Reggie's either full of it. He's
that's a real call, Drew.
No.
Oh,
it's not. And I got to tell you something, too. Just because you got a daytime job doesn't make you any better than me or Ricky. You know,
Right.
masturbating and
You got to
collecting...
understand, you can just toss this aside, like, just push these people away. But me and Adam spend the rest of the 22 hours wondering what we're going to do during those 2 hours, okay?
That's right.
It might be LoveLine to you, but it's Adam and my lifeline.
But anyway, Reggie is obviously... either he's a bad person who has no feeling for empathy at all for the people he's involved with, or he's full of it. And it just, what can you say to somebody like that?
Right now.
Okay.
Go ahead, Adam.
Well, I was just going to say, if you're a woman, you're in a relationship with a guy, he announces he's bisexual, you pretty much should plan on him screwing around
Why?
on
Well, you're
you
gonna get
with a
bunch of-
guy.
You're gonna get a bunch of calls on that.
Am I?
What does that mean? If a guy announces he's heterosexual, you should plan on him selling his penis to another girl?
No, because you've already bought his penis.
But
you
you can't
own the
bisexual-
pink on his penis.
So a bisexual has to sell it to both sexes in order to be.
well, why announce you're bisexual if you're just going to stay with a woman? I mean,
but
just
how many
clam
times
up.
has it happened to you guys that you've started going out with a woman and she says, I just want you to know I only like women? It's never happened to you?
No.
Oh, okay. You know, right now the calls are like piling in for Glenn, so we're going to take one more call, and then we're going to bring Glenn on. We'll bring him on a little bit early. Right now, let's talk to old Johnny from El Cajon. Johnny, you are on LoveLine.
Hi,
Hi, Johnny.
how's it going? The reason I'm calling,
Speak up a little bit.
is because I have 3 testicles.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me exactly what you mean by that.
Well, when I was born, there's 2 when I was born, but then 2 weeks later, one more came down. I guess that's what the doctor said.
Mm-hmm.
Dropped or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it isn't like the other 2. It's a little smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And lately, I've been getting these pains because I've been doing it with my girlfriend. She's giving me head and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she starts sucking on it, and I get this throbbing pain.
In the testicles?
Yeah, it shoots down my legs. It just really hurts.
Well, yeah, you need to have that looked into. I mean, there are various abnormalities and growths that can occur in the testes that can be stimulated by this kind of thing. It can cause pain. Sometimes they want to take these things out. Did you ever see a urologist about this?
Oh, when I was 7, I did.
And they didn't want to do anything about it?
And and then I did.
Very unusual to actually have 3 testicles. Very unusual. Are there 3 scrotum?
No, just one.
2 are piled into one.
Well, yeah. Well, there's 1 sack,
Two.
and then there's
Two balls in one.
So 1 sack and 3 kittens,
And you know what
right?
comes out? That drop of Retsin.
there's 3 nuts in 1 sack.
Wow.
Sounds like a candy bar.
It's like some sort of a Aesop fable or something. So you're saying it hurts?
Yeah, and lately, the last time when I did it, when she gave me head,
Mm-hmm.
afterwards, this drippy yellow greenish substance dripped out of it.
Well, that sounds like there's an infection.
It stung. It hurt.
Yeah, I mean, is there any chance that you've contracted a sexually transmitted disease from her?
No, she was a virgin when I first poked her.
All right.
Mr. Romance here.
Be that as it may.
Well, the first time I poked her, she didn't like my 3 nuts.
Obviously something is wrong there. I would worry about things like what are called spermatoseals or hydroseals, which are just basically
Easter seals.
fluid sacs that develop if there's any sort of dead end to any of the tubular system in there.
Yeah.
And the yellow business is a sign of infection, especially if it hurts when you urinate, so it's got to be looked at soon.
And what a perfect segue for us to welcome our guest this evening, Glenn Danzig. Welcome to LoveLine.
Hey, how you doing? The other thing is that one of these might have gone bad.
One of the nuts?
Well, actually, yeah, it might have died, and that's
It's rotten
what
in the
that
shell?
green stuff might be. Yep.
Is that possible?
Well, it's hard to know.
You stumped the doctor,
if
Glenn.
he had a viable blood supply when he was 8 years old, it should have sustained it into his.
Not necessarily.
But not necessarily.
What?
Sure, but if it were dead, it usually hurts all the time.
He just said
Usually.
he has a stinging. Maybe it's something that just happened.
But it's
maybe,
only when
maybe one of the veins just got constricted recently.
We're out of a
and
job,
then this
Adam.
thing died.
Yeah, but it's
Wait a
this
minute,
is all
Glenn's
possible,
beeper's
but-
going off. He's got to call the
Anything,
OR.
yeah. Anything is possible.
Anything's
because,
possible
and
comes the
unless
body.
they go in and cut you open
Check
and
it
pull
out.
it out and see what's going on, you won't really know. It's all conjecture.
Check it out.
Thanks for being our guest tonight, Glenn. Glenn Danzig's our guest. We're gonna talk a little bit about the music tonight because I know you want to.
I guess he should go get it looked at, though.
Yeah, yeah.
We all
that's
agree
fine.
on that.
Everyone
Yeah,
talks
yeah,
about
yeah.
balls all night.
It's Nut Talk with Glenn. You're on the line.
First of all, as soon as people found out that Glenn was going to be on our guest, the phones started piling up. Everybody's like, we want to ask this for Glenn. And I've told this story before. A bunch of my friends, we all took a road trip down to Arizona to go see Danzig play a long time ago. And the questions that I've been asked about Glenn are ridiculous. This story, which I've told before, is like, hey, Ricky, ask Glenn if he takes his wolves on tour with him. No, the wolves don't come. But it's like we're looking at the tour. Like right now, let's just take calls right now and see what people want to ask you, Glenn. Donna from Minneapolis.
Hi.
Hi.
Glenn,
Yeah.
I was wondering, I've been to a lot of your concerts and,
And you're still alive?
yeah.
Okay, good.
Anyway, you've pulled me on stage, well, tried to, and you get me almost up there, and then you let go and let the security guards pull me away.
Uh-huh.
Why do you tease me like that?
I honestly don't even remember.
Oh, that hurts.
Donna, Have you
Yeah.
noticed ever being, since I have gone to a few Danzig shows, you're not the only one trying to get up on stage. Have you noticed that, or do you think that he's looking just at you when you're going up there?
Oh, it feels like he's looking just right at me.
Well,
See
that's
that, Glenn?
nice.
I
but,
got I got to complain about Glenn, too, because I went to one of his shows. I was up on the balcony, but I was winking at you. And you were eyeballing me, Buster. And then after the show, I waited backstage and nothing. You walked right by like you didn't know me.
well, that's because you had the roadie pass on with the smile on it. So it means you've already been with someone.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk to Dave from Chicago. Dave, you're on LoveLine with Glenn Danzig.
Hey, Ricky. Hey, Adam. Hey, Dr. Drew. Hi.
Hey.
I have a question for Dr. Drew, but first I'd like to comment to Glenn. I just really started collecting comics about, I don't know, a few months ago,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know, I don't really get into DC or Marvel, so I was checking out some independents, and then I came upon the Veritek comics, and I really think that Satanica is just, I don't know, it's a great comic, great story, great art,
Thank
everything
you.
about it, everything.
Dave, let me interrupt you for 1 second since we're like starting in the middle right now. One of the reasons that Glenn is here is Glenn has started his own comic book company pretty
Well,
much.
about 2 years ago, a year and a
Right.
half ago. I'd say about a year and a half ago.
And you've been
almost
putting
2
out a
years.
series of comics, and first I'm sure
Well,
some
that's
of
what he's talking
yeah,
about.
I'm,
is
I'm,
one
but
of the,
for
one
the
of the
people that
books,
don't
yeah.
know, I'm sure some of the interest, because I myself also read comics, some of the people might have been interested at first because, oh, Glenn Danzig, hey, you know, I like his music, let's hear his comic. But now a lot of people are into it purely because they're really great comic books.
Well, why we put these books out is because they're geared to a more mature and adult market, and it's people that like comic books, like the medium, the words and pictures, which is, you know, could be very powerful if it's done right.
Yeah, definitely.
And so there was no one doing it really, especially not the way we do it in computer color. It's always either been done black and white and, you know, crappy artists, and the story might have been okay, but the art was terrible, or the story was terrible and the art was good. So what we've done is got the best writers, the best artists, put them together, and it's the same price as a black and white book, and it's all computer color.
Now, do you write any of the stories
Yeah,
yourself?
Yeah, some of them.
So you do. What was your question, Dave? I'm sorry for interrupting.
Oh, that's okay. Well, I just wanted to tell that yeah, I tried to get into some other of the independents, and I don't know, really compared to your comic, they're all pretty lame, because I think yours really stands out as taking that extra step in like making a good story and just really great art to go along with it, and it's just, I love them.
Thanks a lot. That's why we do it. I'm glad you
Okay,
appreciate it.
and for Dr. Drew, I have a question about like the dangers of like nitrous oxide. I know, you know, you go to the dentist, whatever, but you can actually like get this like over the counter.
Over the counter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Restaurant supply places.
yeah,
I don't want to
like-
get everyone running to those places.
like
but-
whipped cream.
It's the
chargers.
whippet, so to speak.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's the propellant.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What is it you've heard or you're concerned about?
Well, I'm wanting basically to know, like, I mean, I know what it does. I've done them before. I want to know, like,
What are the risks?
yeah, basically.
You're basically inducing
Are you asphyxiating yourself when you're doing this?
Not really. You're basically inducing a state of anesthesia in somebody's living room, or by your friends. They're the ones administering it to you. I mean, if I'm going to take an anesthetic, I want to be on a heart monitor. There have been cases of people getting serious cardiac arrhythmias, dying suddenly, falling on your face, and getting busted up. It's not something that should be taken lightly. Generally, it doesn't hurt people. People that do it regularly or chronically, there have been reported cases of what's called an ascending polyneuropathy. They lose the ability to function, motor function in their limbs and ultimately their trunk and their chest, and they can't breathe.
Their trunk?
They end up like Christopher Reeves, really like that same syndrome develops.
He was doing that on the horse?
No, he was not doing that. But that's just so people can visualize what this syndrome is.
Oh, okay.
Isn't there a loss of oxygen to the brain?
That's the problem is that you're not controlling that. It's an uncontrolled environment. I mean, obviously it's a relatively safe anesthetic, but it's done. You know, you're administering it to yourself, or your friends are giving it to you. It's just such a potentially dangerous situation. That and there, I've seen a couple of professionals that use this stuff chronically who end up with what's called a psychosis. They end up with severe thought
All right,
disturbances.
Drew.
You
Yeah.
want to tell him?
He's going. We got to talk to Glenn a little more because at 11:30 he's got to remove a gallbladder. I hear. So
Okay, and then when you lay on the table, I'll just cut right out. And
that would be great, Surgeon Glenn.
Huh?
Coming in like a skull and crossbones, on his scrubs and coming at you with a rusty scalpel.
We're going to take another LoveLine type call, and then I want to talk more to Glenn about the comic books and all the other stuff and surgery, perhaps. Allison from Chicago, you're on LoveLine with Glenn Danzig.
Hi, I have this friend, and lately she's been acting very bisexual. We were at this party a couple days ago, and she started French kissing this other girl.
Oh, I hate that.
And the problem is she has a boyfriend, and he was there too. And he doesn't mind it, though, but I'm real good friends with her. And I really don't know what to do because I'm kind of very uncomfortable being around her lately.
What do you think, Glenn?
Geez, well, it's up to her. I mean, but if her boyfriend doesn't mind, I mean, she has to just maybe step back and see how much she likes her as a friend and if it's worth ruining that friendship.
Yeah, is it something that, I mean, she can be into that stuff, but who are you to say whether it's right or wrong?
Right, I know that, because I'm just trying to be a good friend, but I think she's kind of doing it just to get attention, because she, lately, well, a couple years ago, she got raped, and ever since then, she's been very weird, and she's just been doing things to get attention.
What makes you think this is just to get attention? I mean, people that go through rape at a young age very often
Not that it wouldn't work.
Have a lot of confusion about their sexual identity and intimacy, and these things are very difficult and painful for them. Maybe you ought to try to help her get some help that she might need. Maybe the weird behavior is a cry for help.
Like what kind of help?
Like talking to somebody, like a counselor or something. Because this living through that kind of thing leaves people with various kinds of scars.
But you're not saying that just because she's kissing another girl that she's weird.
No, a peculiar behavior for her. But what I'm saying
great.
it has nothing to do with attention getting necessarily. I think that it's something that she may be confused and maybe acting out some of her ambivalence and pain from having been raped. It may not have been the first time she was raped. Who knows what happened to her previously, perhaps, that sort of set her up for being a victim. Your friend needs help on it, and it may have nothing to do with her.
Her friend needs help about getting raped a couple years ago. Her friend doesn't need help because she's at some party kissing some chick.
Well, the fact that she's alienating her friends and that kind of thing. I mean, it's not so much that she's expressing a bisexual and expressing herself bisexually. It's that she's doing it in ways that are bothering you and bothering her friends, don't seem right, and she seems to be out of control and in pain. I mean, help her.
Okay.
Thanks, Allison.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Now, one of the beauties of the show is how we somehow segue it back and forth. Now, you've been doing the music for a long, long time, and I know that for a long time you've always had an interest in comic books. And where did you decide to start doing your own or getting into the business?
Let's see. I started by hanging out with Frank Frazetta and Jack Kirby. They had always been screwed over by their publishers.
Jack Kirby's one of like the legends. He's been doing it
created
forever,
everything,
right?
like everything from the 40s on up. I mean, pretty much revolutionized comics, made comics what they are here in America, at least. So anyway, both guys have been screwed over by all their publishers, and Frank's wife Ellie had asked me if I'd be interested in publishing this book of new drawings by him, just pencil drawings. I thought about it for a while, and then the Kirbys had some stuff they wanted to, reproduce in book format. And I eventually said, okay, yeah, I'll get into this, and then started the comic line right after that.
Do you find it's interesting that the comic business, which people used to think of comic books as just something that kids would read, which it's
Only
not
here in
like
America.
that. Right.
Yeah,
Well,
only
it's
in
not like that at all. I mean, you'd be surprised how huge it is, but it seems like it's almost turned into like the music business was, that the big business, the big companies are kind of screwing it up, and now a lot of the indies are coming out with some of the best product that's out there. Like, I mean, I don't know how you feel about Image, but I'm a big Spawn fan, and I like some of the stuff that was on Image.
Well, Image pretty much, regardless of whether you like their books or not, they did revolutionize art and color in comics.
And we're going to play some commercials when we come back. We're going to take more of your calls regarding love relationships, and if you got any questions for Glenn, we're going to talk about the comic books, and also we're going to give you a couple places where you can go and meet Glenn. And I believe, is the artist going to be with you too?
Yeah, the artist for this book, Igrat, that we're doing this tour for.
Who is amazing. If you've ever seen the stuff on MTV.
Yeah, he works on the Eon Flux show on MTV.
Don't understand that story, but I like the artwork.
It's pretty funny. In the beginning, we believed in his art, and all the other companies told him he'd never make it.
Oh, his artwork's amazing.
And we premiered his art in in a book last month, and it's sold out. It's gone.
Okay, we'll play some commercials. We'll come back with more LoveLine with Glenn Danzig.
LoveLine will be right back when we're damn good and ready.
Welcome back to LoveLine, the number 1-800-LOVE-191. Riki Rackman, Adam Carolla, and Dr. Drew. And joining us in the studio tonight is Glenn Danzig. He's got a comic book. And if you want to come meet him, actually a comic book company, Verotic, is that what it's called?
We have a lot of books out already. I think we have over 30, 35 books out.
And Glenn is going to be December 7th. He's going to be at Golden Apple, which is a great comic book store, 7711 Melrose in Los Angeles. December 8th, he's going to be at Comics on Parade in Santa Barbara. December, let me look for wherever else we're going to be.
It's actually like a little tour. It's
It
really
is.
fun.
But this has got to be a much, that's what I was saying, this has got to be so much of an easier tour for you than when you go out and play.
Well, we'll see. I've never done an actual like tour like this. Last time on the Danzig tour, we did stop at like 8 different cities, and I did a comic in store for the comic line. But this will be the first time we're going out, me and like an artist, and we're just doing a book signing tour. Just it's.
You're just going to be like autographing copies of the books, and he's going to be drawing those things you get at Disneyland with the guy with the big head and the hearts coming out on the skateboard and everything.
He'll basically just be signing his name.
Oh,
I think,
okay.
yeah.
And it is, okay, Glenn, you got to do your sound check. Here's a pen. Okay, write your name. Okay, it looks good.
Yeah, but there is definitely a lot less work involved
Now,
because we just have to show up at the store. And on tour, of course, you have to do sound check. You got to drive from gig to gig. You got to do your gig. You got.
Now, speaking of the music, what are you doing? Are you in the middle of doing?
My new album's finished.
It is finished.
Done.
Now, who plays on this one?
Myself, Joey the drummer, a new guy I have on keyboard and loops and sequences, Joe Bashara, and I'm doing most of the guitars. And then Jerry Cantrell came down and did a few
Oh, really?
leads. Yeah.
Cool. And so is John playing with Ozzy now?
I don't know.
Well, that's just rumors I heard. Or
I have no idea.
You don't even talk to those guys
Nope.
at all anymore?
No.
Is
Are
it a
you
bad thing?
pissed at him?
No.
Okay. You sound a
No,
little upset.
Everyone's just involved in whatever they're doing.
Let's talk to RJ from Chicago. You're on LoveLine with Glenn Danzig.
You make a great politician one day.
Hey, what's up, Ricky?
Hey, RJ.
Yeah, I was wondering, what's your view on oral sex? Because my girlfriend wants me to do it to her, and I don't know about it. I was wondering what's your view.
Well, we
on
could
it.
give a round table. I know we get 75% of the guys to answer. Well, no. You know what? We'll get everybody to answer, and maybe Drew won't give his personal opinion. You could tell the good pluses and minuses, right?
Yeah.
Or at least the minuses.
It's the only time.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he will. Drew, give us your
Drew's
opinion on
into
oral
that.
sex.
People don't get pregnant.
Do you take your glasses off?
No.
I don't wear glasses.
But again, it is something that if people are really going to be safe, they need to even practice safe sex with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh, come on.
Sorry.
RJ?
Is there anything you catch from it?
Yeah. Anything you can get from gentle intercourse, you can get from oral intercourse.
But isn't it harder to get?
It's harder to get AIDS than gentle intercourse, but it's easy to get herpes, easy to get gonorrhea, chlamydia.
Easy to get a girlfriend.
Well, wait a minute. Have you already had sex with her?
Yeah.
Well, then,
Yeah.
whatever she's got, you've got already anyway, so just go for it.
RJ.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
No, wait, RJ.
It's not just. I'm not just concerned about him getting stuff. He could be giving her stuff too.
Right.
Oh, you
Take your
but he's already
time.
had sex with her, so anything
Well,
he has...
but if he has oral herpes, though, he could transmit that. I mean,
Doc, don't ruin it
RJ.
for everyone. RJ, go.
Listen, RJ.
Yeah.
Since you really don't know much, and most of us guys for a while really don't know what we're doing, okay? Don't go in there acting like the clam schmacking gold medal holder, okay? You don't know what you're doing. Start to do it and ask her, say, does this feel good? Does that feel good?
Of course, it's going to sound like, whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah,
whoa, 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 whoa. You're going to sound like Scooby-Doo down there. How about a Scooby snack?
Dude, but once you learn what you're doing, it's great.
Even if you don't know what you're doing, it's not bad.
I like it. I'm sorry. I'm just going to come out straight. What do you say, Glenn?
Don't ruin his good time. Let him have a blast.
Just go to town.
Knock yourself out,
Put on
Glenn.
some
It's
Danzig
not,
and
it's,
go
this
to
is a
town.
girl you know. This is a girl that you guys have, I guess, some kind of relationship, so it's not like you just met this person. I don't know. That's my take.
He's giving the thumbs up.
Vance, Houston, California. You're on LoveLine.
Hey,
Hey.
what's up?
Hey.
That.
Well, I have a problem for Dr. Drew.
Mm.
Well, is it true that smoking marijuana like makes you kind of like unfertile or something?
No, not necessarily. Not that I'm aware of. It can decrease your sperm count, but I don't think it affects
Yeah,
fertility.
like it makes it harder to have a kid.
I don't know that that's been
So if
proven.
you smoke a lot of dope and then do it without a condom, she won't get pregnant, right, Vance?
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
How do you explain Ziggy Marley?
Interesting you should ask about pregnancy, though. A publication just came out today that showed that if women are going to get pregnancy, they are usually going to get pregnant within 5 days of ovulation, with the highest probability if somebody has sex on the day of ovulation.
All right, now ovulation is in the middle, usually
ovulation
falls...
is when the egg is released from the
Right,
ovum.
I thought that meant you're having your period.
No.
Boy,
no.
am I stupid.
Yes.
All right, ovulation, I know there's a lot of other morons out there, too, who share my moronic beliefs. Right in the middle is when ovulation is usually.
Usually, yeah.
Like right between periods
Right.
is when ovulation is. So
Usually.
that's the worst, or 6 days before that's the worst time to have sex.
But the 5 days leading up to that, with the day of ovulation being the worst.
All right, so 10 days after the period is no sex time.
Well, but who knows?
You lost him a long time ago.
But you got to remember, Adam. We don't,
He's writing this down really quick. Okay, I gotta.
Wait,
honey,
Adam,
we can do it
Poor
Thursday.
Vance is stoned and his head's exploding over there.
If Vance is 17, the average 17-year-old has no idea when she's ovulating.
She doesn't?
No.
Yeah, but she knows when she's having her period.
Yeah, but she could be ovulating during her period, after her period. It can be very variable, particularly when people are younger.
But can't you hear the clunk when it drops?
No, there's no like ching ching or anything. No.
There should be like a slot machine.
No, nothing lets you know. Well, there are things. There are ways.
Some buzzers go off.
There are ways you can there are sort of kits available that you can try to document. But I would advise people to assume that they're potentially able to get pregnant anytime during the period.
Now, how does that kit work, Doc? What is in that kit besides a spatula?
Well, maybe go get one.
Okay, let's get an
Send
ovulation
that out.
kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it while I'm on vacation. I gotta ask you, Glenn. What is because everybody's got this idea of what they think Glenn Danzig is. I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, Glenn Danzig, you know, he's a satanic guy. He's this evil guy." What do you do for Christmas? Do you like have a Christmas tree or anything? I mean, I don't see Glenn like hanging up. Oh, look, let's put this star right on the top of the tree and these little red ornaments.
You know what? I've been on tour pretty much on Christmas for like ever, so I don't.
So you excited to do the Christmas tree this one? Put the stockings up. Come on, Glenn.
I really don't celebrate that many holidays.
Do you bake at all?
You're gonna make some gingerbread.
It looks
cookies,
like
Glenn?
it looked like a scone guy to me actually, but gingerbread, yeah.
Have you ever heard that song from Sugar Ray?
You've
Yeah,
heard
but
it.
you know, you heard my response, right?
No. There's a song by a band called Sugar Ray that's called Danzig Needs a Hug.
My response is I don't need a hug. I need for you guys to give me a blowjob. That's what I need.
Okay. I know them. They probably would.
Yep.
Let's
Okay,
talk
good.
to Mike from Oxnard, California. Mike, you're on LoveLine with Glenn Danzig.
What's on, guys?
They never let you say that when I talk to you on MTV, huh? This is so much more fun.
Adam,
Yeah.
you need to create some type of masturbatory maneuver magazine. You know what I'm saying? You'd be good. You'd
Nope.
be the centerfold.
What, on the Masturbatory Maneuver magazine?
Yeah, and you could have like a new
On how to jack off.
There already is a masturbatory magazine. There's actually a couple of them. There's Jugs, there's Hustler,
Yeah, but you know
there's
what?
Playboy.
But you can say you go to Jugs because you want to look at the pictures. You don't say, I buy this to jack off. You buy a jack off instruction manual. Pretty much they know you're buying it to jack
Yeah.
off.
But not a bad idea. I mean, something with like a schematic that you could tape to your belly where you could really hone one's skills.
Dude, if you don't know how to jack off, you shouldn't be jacking off or be around fire or anything like that.
This is true. Mr. Danzig, you are the prince of darkness when it comes to rock and roll. You roll. I love your music. I love your music, man.
Thanks a lot.
I was curious. Most people, well, if not all people, have a dark side to them. And I was wondering.
Except for
if,
Drew.
What's that?
Drew's only got a sunny side.
I was wondering if that comes out in your music and if you take that home with you.
I can only speak for myself, and I just know that I deal with both sides of my personality. I don't deny either side, and just keep whatever side I need for when I need it. And basically the only thing I can tell you about that.
But people have said, they say, oh, Glenn, Glenn's a devil worshiper. You listen to his music and he worships Satan and he says all this stuff, which...
Who says this to you?
Says it to me?
Well,
Mike,
yeah.
do people say that?
Everybody, yeah.
I mean, I know. I've listened to all your records. I like the music. I don't really...
Well, Ricky, people say things to me about you, and I don't repeat them to you.
Actually, yes, you do, Glenn.
I think
yes, you do.
You hurt Glenn's feelings with your talk
No,
of satanic
Basically,
love.
it's like at the end of the day, I'm very happy with who I am and what I am, and so if people talk is cheap. Okay?
Well, also, do you work out? You're a pretty buff guy, and looks like you could kick some serious butt, except for maybe Adam, but...
Muscles don't kick butt. No one had a fight kicks butt.
Do you work out?
Yeah.
You do?
But you have muscles and know how to fight, so you can use whatever. Use the muscles to get the chicks, and then use the fighting to kick some male ass, right?
And there you go.
There it is, Mike.
And go look for that jerk-off mag, Mike.
That's life in a nutshell.
Only if it's edited by Adam.
I'm working on it, but I'm right now having trouble getting it off the press. It's stuck.
I'll keep my eye out for it.
You do that, Mike. Let's take one more call. Let's talk to Dave from Champaign, Illinois. Dave, you're on LoveLine.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Listen, I had a couple questions, but my first one, it's really abstract. I hope you guys really believe me on this, because I was really kind of freaked out about it. But it happens to be on the oral sex subject with my girlfriend. The thing was, I'm going at it. We're having both a great time. She actually enjoyed it so much, I really think she urinated all over the bed and in my mouth and everywhere. And I just want to know, what happened.
You got yourself a gusher, Dave. You got yourself a gusher.
No, but I think Ricky, he's talking about something different than the gusher we sometimes talk about. I think he's really talking about female orgasmic. Female orgasmic incontinence.
Right.
Which is where they actually pee.
It's equivalent to a guy laughing real hard and farting. I mean, it's the same thing.
Sure, Adam. Okay.
Well, no, it is.
Yeah,
Guys,
you lose control.
You lose control. You're having such a good time, you break wind.
Whatever.
But that really, she just enjoyed that much. She just actually.
It can happen. It can happen. It can happen.
See, guys, that's impossible. It happens.
It doesn't happen to guys. Although we had one caller insist that it happened to him. I couldn't.
That he was having sex and he urinated.
Yeah, I couldn't buy that. But
Yeah, you have a valve. Doesn't that block it?
That's correct. Yes, that is correct. But
So,
women
but Dave,
can't have this.
Dave, are you sure that it was pee?
We got up there with a foot diameter, just soaking wet.
But it might not have been pee. You might have done really good.
No way. There's no way.
If it's urine, it should
Tell
come
him,
out.
Glenn. Tell him what's up, Glenn.
I mean, Dave,
you
it should
know.
be in a stream.
Sounds like pee.
It should be
This had to be urine.
It had to be steady stream though. If it was urine.
I'll tell you, my head was down there. It was a steady stream.
Dave, maybe you need to please her a little bit less.
Well, see, that's the thing. Is this bad? Did she?
No.
Is this kind of like a medical thing we should worry about?
No. You should worry.
She should worry?
Well, no, you.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Why? Because you're going down there. No, you don't know what to expect. It's like Nam for Dave. He's going down the Ho Chi Minh Trail.
He needs a snorkel.
He doesn't know if it's a bouncing Betty, some kind of tripwire, or the Burmese tiger trap.
LoveLine will be right back when we're damn good and ready.
Oh, welcome back to LoveLine. Glenn Danzig is our guest. Glenn Danzig's got a comic book company.
Yep.
Called Verotic. It's got how many different titles are in the Verotic?
Right now, I'd guess about 12.
And there's a new one that's out that has. Is this the artist's name? What is the artist's name?
Right
I'm
here,
sorry.
Eric Canetti.
Eric Canetti, who he's done the Ian Flux stuff.
Yeah.
That you've seen before, and I'm looking at the artwork and the artwork is awesome. When people get into a comic book, what do you think they're looking at first now? I mean, unfortunately, some people just go and say, "Oh, what's a new comic? I'll buy 5." They put them in a box and they never even read them.
I don't think people do that anymore.
Really? Because
Yeah,
for a while
not
it seemed
much,
like it.
no.
I remember when.
Not after a couple companies glutted the market and people would put out a book, it would go up in value, and then the publisher would dump hundreds of thousands of them on the market, and the kid's book wouldn't be worth anything. We don't do any second prints. We don't overprint. So once our book is worth money, it stays worth money.
Do you have the first print of all of them?
Yeah.
Now, what is it?
That's good.
What do you think it is that attracts people? Because I'm saying so many people read comics right now, and there's a comic for every kind of taste. If you want the carnivorous, vigilante, psychotic killer to
Actually, no, there's not.
Everything.
There's not a lot, and little kids don't read comics really anymore. They play video games.
Right.
So this mostly for adults. But I want to ask you a question. You're publishing these. What do you do? I mean, what's involved with publishing exactly?
So much.
I mean, are you working on the storylines? Are you creating some of the characters?
Yeah, and some of the characters I'll create, but I won't write the story. With the Verotica line, which is erotic horror anthologies, that's all like people who write paperbacks. They don't write comics. They do hardcovers and paperback, erotic horror stuff, like Nancy Collins and Lucy Taylor and Rex Miller and tons of other writers.
Now, these are all writers that have done other comics in the past?
No.
Now,
Nancy has done a few comics, but all the other people just do horror novels or paperbacks or short stories or whatever. They don't work in the comic medium. We license those stories from them with their permission. We show them what we do, and they're usually psyched, and then we put artists to their stories whose style we feel best fits the storyline.
Are there any of the mainstream comic book artists or writers that you would ever want to work with? Because I know you're trying to sort of stay away from the mainstream stuff.
There's only one guy, probably, which is...
guy who drew the Archies?
That's him. Grant Morrison, who we did get 2 erotic horror stories for, the first 2 issues of Erotica from, and he does both. He does books and he does comics. And that would be the only guy I'd like to get on a regular series for us.
Now, when you talk about selling a lot of issues, when you made the first, which was the first comic that Verotic put out?
We first put out it was an art book, Frank Frazetta, Illustrations Arcanum, which is like a big coffee table art book.
And how many copies, when you're talking selling out of all the copies, how many copies did you print out?
That was a $30 book, and we sold about 10 or 15,000. Those just went back into print.
Right.
So then after that came Alphabet of Murder, which was nursery rhymes to serial killers A through Z.
Oh, you're going to hell now.
Throw us one out.
Yeah.
Do you know any of them right offhand?
How can you say that after everything the government has done?
I know I'm going to hell. I'm just saying you're going too.
Yeah. But anyway, then came Verotica, and then Satanica, then Jaguar God, and on and on and on.
And they're selling well. I mean, right now, the big Marvel and DCs, you guys are sometimes outselling these, right?
That's true. Death Dealer did over 80,000 copies, and it was a $6 book. Superman is at 80,000, and it's a $1.50 book. So we kind of dusted them for.
So the Marvels and the DCs are kind of falling by the wayside. Yeah. Let's take another call. Let's talk to David from Bonita. David, you're on Loveline. Glenn Danzig's our guest.
What's up?
How you doing, David?
For Glenn Danzig.
Yo.
Yeah, the song "Hybrid Moment."
Yep.
Can you tell me what that's really about? I grew up listening to you, and I thought that was one of my favorite songs, but I just never knew what it was about.
I'd have to sit and remember the lyrics, and if I remember correctly, it was about interbreeding.
Interbreeding?
It was a love song.
Right on.
Kind of for some people.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean that's the way I took it, but I wasn't sure what it was about. I also had a question for the doctor.
Yeah, David.
There's no way that this is in reference to the call that was earlier about that guy who thought that his girlfriend was urinating all over him.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that girls can do that appears to be that's not urine.
Oh no, yes there is. Yes, there is.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong. There is, but there's a lot of I see some of the other talk shows that are discussing this female orgasmic incontinence. What I think is much more unusual.
There are no other talk shows, Dr. Drew.
I think that what this gentleman that called earlier is describing is in fact urine during orgasm, which can't happen. But I think a more common thing is just secretions. There can be very intense secretions from that area.
Yeah, because I mean, it seemed like it was coming from a different spot.
Oh yeah, no, that can definitely, and it can be very intense in the high volume.
I was with a girl once. Ping pong ball came out of there.
You should just be thankful it wasn't like cottage cheese kind of stuff.
Oh man.
Now he's really going to hell.
Thanks a lot. I was scared there because I mean.
No, she's fine. Don't worry.
Hey, thanks for answering my question.
I do.
Later.
Let's talk to Monica from Highland Park. Monica, you're on Loveline. Glenn Danzig's our guest.
Hi, everybody.
Cottage cheese. I saw that film too.
Okay, I had an abortion about a year and a half ago, and by with my ex-boyfriend, and I've seen some guy. I've been seeing him for quite a while, and I'm on the pill, and I missed my period, and I went to a clinic, and they said it's negative, but they said to come back because they're not sure. But I don't know. I'm just really scared right now. I don't want to have to go through that whole procedure again.
Did you take the pill properly?
Yes, I have.
You never missed a single day?
Never missed a single day.
Took it at the same time every day?
Yes, I did.
Is this the first month on that pill?
The second.
Second. And what pill is it?
Oh God, I don't know. I don't know what's upstairs.
What does it look like?
It's the pill is white.
Just a single white with green at the end or something?
Shaped like Fred
It's not
Flintstone.
3 different colors or 4
Yeah, it's 3 different colors.
Okay. You know, it's very common to have a lot of menstrual irregularities when you're. That's called a triphasic pill, and you can have bleeding during your pill cycle. You can miss your period, so it may just be a reaction to the pill, not that you're pregnant. The pill itself should be 99.7% effective. Okay, so there's a much less probability of being pregnant than there is a probability of it just being a function of being on the pill.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Now,
All right,
Drew,
but-
does that mean if you do get pregnant on a pill, it's going to be a midget?
No.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Let's talk to Robert from Bakersfield. Robert, you're on LoveLine. Glenn Danzig's our guest.
Hi, guys. I was just wondering, this morning I heard on the radio that there was no such thing as a G-spot. Now,
Who did you hear say that?
Dr. Ruth Westheimer.
I would believe she doesn't have a G-spot.
Well, that's what she said.
Don't ever listen to sex advice from somebody that hasn't gotten laid in this century.
Wait a minute, Ricky.
Okay, Adam gave her a Hummer.
Slow down.
Gave you a Hummer.
No, Rocky.
Adam hasn't gotten
right.
laid.
He's just in that category.
Yeah, but you've seen films and you remember what people look like doing it.
I certainly do. That's all I have is memory.
Exactly.
Yeah, I believe the G-spot is at about the mark of 5'2" on a human, and she's like 4'7", so it's above her. Her G-spot is
She's
floating 3 inches over her head.
To hit Ruth's G-spot, she needs to stand on a stool.
That's right.
What do you say about that,
If she wears
Glenn?
pumps,
What do you
she
say,
can
Glenn?
get her G-spot.
Come on, Glenn, answer Robert's question.
Who cares what Dr. Ruth says?
Yeah, Robert.
Yeah.
You know,
I
listen
don't
to
care,
Dr. Ruth.
Robert. I
God.
don't. Come clean with me, okay?
Okay.
Imagine the drunkest you've ever been, okay?
Okay.
The most loaded you've ever been, okay? Then downing a bottle of scotch.
Okay.
Would you even lick her ear?
Who, Dr. Ruth?
Exactly.
I don't think
With the G-spot. She doesn't know, because nobody wants to go there.
You know what, though, guys? I think people have made way too much of the whole G-spot thing. There is definitely, in some women, a bundle of tissue back there that can be sensitive and can be stimulated, but it's not as important as the stuff in front.
Let me tell you where the bundle of tissue is. It's in the glove box of the car. You go for the clit. That's the G-spot. Worry about the clit. Master the clit, you've mastered the woman.
Hey,
am I right?
We're guys. I think that you're wrong, but let's ask the girls in the other room. Are we wrong, girls? Are we wrong? Ann?
Why don't you ask
Remember?
Ruthie?
Yeah, ask Dr. Ruth.
They won't talk to us.
No.
They're not
No,
going to
but
talk to us.
the
I
point
don't
is-
think that is where the G-spot. Listen to us.
No. I just think that,
Girls, call up and tell us. I think that's not where the G-spot is. I think it's in and up.
No,
it's on the dorsal fin.
It's right. It's the backside of the other.
It is?
Yeah, but the point is,
Am I getting warmer?
The point I'm trying to make is that people. I kind of agree with Dr. Ruth that people have made way too much of it. It's just
I kind of agree with Glenn. Who cares? Bye, Robert.
LoveLine will be right back to say something interesting or humorous or something.
The show's called LoveLine. Ricky Rackman, Adam Carolla, and Dr. Drew. 5 nights a week, we're here live taking your calls about love and relationships and basic gushing. 1-800-LOVE-191. That's 568-3191. Glenn Danzig is our guest. Let me repeat the dates that you can come meet Glenn. December 7th, he's going to be at Golden Apple, which is at 7711 Melrose Avenue in Los Angeles. December 8th, Comics on Parade in Santa Barbara. And where else? December 15th, Comics Unlimited in Garden Grove. And he's got a whole bunch of Texas dates. December 10th, he's going to be in Phoenix at Atomic Comics.
Vegas.
And do you think that most of the people that go to these things are Danzig music fans first, and then?
It's half and half. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Some of them are, comics fans, you know, again, they don't like the mainstream books, and, you know, like the caller before, have been waiting for something like this, which is one of the reasons I did it. As a comics fan, I was waiting for something like this, and no one else was doing it, so, you know.
And it's one of the nice things here, especially being the publisher of erotic, you really don't have any, you can basically put out a comic doing whatever you want.
I don't answer
and
to
nobody is
anybody.
going to say, because this is a good story. For people that ever watched that other thing I used to do, I've been a Danzig fan for so long, and every time there was a video, I'm like, right on, a new Danzig video. Nope, it looks like there's a drop of blood in the background, we won't play it. Nope, it looks like this, we won't play it. So it got to be the point that every time Danzig would do great videos, for some stupid reason, MTV wouldn't play him. So then he came out with a really good video that had...
Which?
The one that I can't understand why they didn't play it. That showed what?
Which one? They didn't play any of them except Mother.
The one where they stuck a skewer through some guy's dick?
Okay. Can you say dick on the air?
I think we did.
Yes. Or skewer?
No, this guy banged a nail through his dick.
Was it
At
coming
the end
down
of the
video?
It's coming down.
It's coming down. And
Well,
she
they
said,
didn't
well,
even see that version. They saw a version that was totally censored, and they still freaked out.
Yeah, but it was like, it's like,
They didn't even
come on,
see
play
that.
the Danzig video, play the Danzig video. Rick, have you seen the new Danzig video? I'm like, hello. And it was like, I'm like, whoa. And it showed them putting, it's like, you know how
Was
we
that
talk
like
about
a Jim Rose type?
No. You want to explain
Who did
this?
that?
This
That
guy
wasn't you.
Flanagan. No, it was this guy Flanagan.
And he was bleeding and everything. It was hard. It was hardcore.
Does he do this for a living or just some mishap on the set? And you guys were
No, he does
filming.
it all the time.
Wow.
A lighting rig fell down. Now that we know we can't say.
I told you before, you're going to have to bleep me.
Well, we're doing good. You've been on for an hour. We've only bleeped you once. Let's talk to Carmen really quick before this station ID. Carmen from Bakersfield, you're on LoveLine. Glenn Danzig's our guest.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I have a question, okay? I'm a virgin, and me and my boyfriend have been talking about having sex lately. And we've been talking about different positions, and I'm like, he's telling me that I should be on top, so it would be easier. But some of my friends have told me that, like, it hurts if you're on top, and some of my friends have said it's better if you're on bottom, and I'm just wondering if it makes any difference or what's going on.
We need a girl's opinion on
Also, I think he's just telling you his preference.
Oh.
But you know what? You're a virgin. You're his girlfriend. You can tell him you want it in France, and he'll find a way to get the plane ticket, okay?
Yeah, I'm kind of afraid of doing it on top, though, because then he's going to be, like, staring at my chest.
So
Gonna be staring
Carmen,
at your
he's
chest,
going to
even if
be
you're
in the
on bottom.
holiest of the holies, and you're worried about him looking at your chest.
I'm embarrassed.
Then this isn't the guy for you to be having
Or
sex
the
with
right
yet.
time.
Yeah. When you feel comfortable having staring at your chest. Carmen, think of what you're doing, and you don't want him staring at your chest?
I don't know.
Maybe you just relax.
I've heard, too, that you bleed a lot the first time. Is that true?
You can bleed some, that's for sure.
About a gallon.
But he says that if I don't bleed, then
It's like a Danzig video.
Wait,
actually.
he said what, Carmen?
he said that if I don't bleed, then he's going to think I've did it before, and he's going to be pissed at me.
He is not the right guy.
No.
He is not the right guy.
Wow, what an a-hole.
Yeah.
Because I told him, I said, yeah, some of my friends haven't bled before, and they never had sex before, and
No,
he's all,
I think Adam summarized it very nicely.
But Carmen, I will say this, not necessarily with this guy, but maybe with other guys that are less jerks. Being on top, at least you can sort of control the pace a little
guy
bit.
can still go and move his hips forward.
Yeah, I know, but when you're underneath, and that guy's, he's working up a sweat, he's going a million miles an hour, especially if he's a big guy.
But if it's her first time, he should be with a guy that's taking it really slow and saying, "Is this okay?" And usually, but if it's a guy that's one of his first times, by the time you say taking it slow, he's already done anyway.
Yeah.
Or with me, that's the case.
Is
But.
it harder for girls to get orgasms than guys?
Oh, don't
Carmen,
even
don't
worry about
the
that.
orgasms.
Don't even think about it.
Okay?
Just get it over with, for Christ's sake.
Or don't.
This is LoveLine on Radio Station.
Back on the show, Glenn Danzig is our guest. And real quick, the music, you do have some new stuff that's going to be coming out hopefully soon. What kind? Can you tell us anything about the music?
It's very aggressive. It's what I always do. I've added like some of the best elements of like maybe some techno or industrial kind of stuff.
What kind of stuff are you
Mix it
listening
up.
to right now? I mean, you've always listened to everything.
I listen to so many different things. I can tell you I don't listen to much stuff that K-Rock plays.
Right. But you've also had the opportunity to work with, like, you wrote a song that Roy Orbison recorded, right?
And Johnny Cash.
Did you know that?
yeah.
How's that?
Wow.
A few other
Pretty
people.
cool.
Now, Roy didn't put a nail through his penis before.
Yes, he did.
That was Roy?
He was like, what was that? Wait a minute.
No, Roy Orbison was a really nice guy.
What about Johnny Cash? I think Johnny Cash would be so cool.
Johnny Cash was very cool.
Yeah. How come we never had Johnny Cash on LoveLine? Or did he do LoveLine once?
No, Ian's working on it.
Oh, he said no. Like, you know, like, are you a Jerry Lee Lewis fan at all?
Not a big one.
Oh, see, I was a big Jerry Lee Lewis fan, and he was going to show up and he never showed up.
Did you ask him to bring 13-year-old girls with him?
We should have told them. We should have said 13-year-old girls are going to call up and ask about sex. Oh, yeah, I'll be there. I'm the killer. Let's talk to Josh from Hacienda Heights. Josh, you're on LoveLine.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah, Josh.
Recently, like last Monday, my girlfriend got a Depo-Provera shot.
Uh-huh.
And I was wondering, she got it maybe a week after her period. And I was wondering, I know it makes your body think you're pregnant, but what did it do to the egg cell that had come down already?
Scrambled.
Nothing. If their eggs there waiting to be fertilized, they will be.
It will be?
Yeah.
So if there's one in the chamber,
yeah,
you got to be careful.
Right.
Yeah, because the doctor said wait a week to 10 days
Right.
to be safe. And
Correct.
it's been a week, but I'm still waiting 10 days.
Seth, go in there and look for the eggs.
Yeah.
Get a little mini mag light. Try to see if you can see them.
Yeah, 10 days you will be safe. You know,
Yeah, but even if the egg has come down?
The egg will have come down and no longer be viable at that point.
Oh, it won't be viable.
Right.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
This is Fred. Fred is calling from Santa Cruz. You're on LoveLine.
Hey, Ricky, Adam, Drew, and Glenn, what's up?
Hey.
I have a problem. I was going out with a girl for about 2 years, and I just broke up with her at the end of August. And the reason why I broke up with her is because she went on a retreat into like a cabin in the woods with her cousins or something, and she came back a born-again Christian. And whenever I was with her, she was constantly telling me that I had to convert to Christianity and I had to love Jesus to love her.
Run to the nearest door.
That's pretty much what I did, but I love her a lot, and I don't know, is it like prudent to ask her to refuse a religion to be with me, or?
You got to choose between me and God.
Can you fake it for a while? I mean, till after? I mean, does that mean no sex?
She's not
The
gonna.
relationship's over,
I
though.
think it does mean no sex.
It means no sex?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, that's trouble. The Lord giveth, Fred, and the Lord taketh away. And right now he keepeth away from you. And you're going to have to go out and findeth some other trimmeth to screw it.
I'll do that.
Okay, Freddy?
Yep.
He seemed so bummed, too, like, oh, I'll do that.
Don't you like it when I quote the Bible?
Huh? And I'm like looking like, where is that? Where is that part? I can't find that.
That's Blue Ballius 3:16.
Oh, I did see that part.
Trimmeth to screweth.
Yes.
I like
It
that.
is written.
Bursting with pride.
And it was bad.
Amen, brother. Let's talk to Amy from Minneapolis. Amy, you're on LoveLine with Glenn Danzig.
Hi.
Hi, Amy.
How's it going?
Good.
Amy, you're talking to Glenn Danzig. Could you pep it up a little?
Sure.
All right.
Go.
No. Woo.
My question was kind of mostly to Glenn, but kind of to everyone else. I was wondering, like, what do you think happens after you die to your soul? Your
I
spirit?
could probably give you a really good answer, but I think I'm going to let Adam.
No, I want to hear
No, I
Glenn's
wanna hear
answer.
Glenn.
First we'll ask Glenn.
Nobody knows what happens. Maybe things go on, maybe they don't. Who knows? I mean, everyone has so many different theories.
What do you think about when you hear the stories about the light down the hall and the corridor and the good feeling and all that kind of stuff?
I think it's bogus.
Yeah, I don't really care. I could give two.
Well, yeah, you're talking a good story now, but wait till the maker comes for you.
You never
Or
read it?
forget the
Don't-
maker. Forget the maker
Don't
coming
care.
for
Could care
you. The
less.
fallen one's coming after you, Glenn.
Don't even care.
You'll have plenty of material for comic books when you're shoveling coal in hell.
You've obviously never read his comic book because he's already there, man. He is already there.
Yeah, I think, everyone talks about that,
Oh, wait. I had some music for Glenn giving... Oh, never mind.
Go ahead. I like your Adam.
Everyone,
Now I need some music for Adam telling his story.
So here's the way it happens as far as I can tell.
Okay.
Everyone talks about those stories of dying, being clinically dead for a few minutes, seeing the bright light, and
Ricky.
having the warm feeling. And
I
then,
am the bright light.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
That's not what he meant.
Send me back. And then coming back, and they all tell that story, and they want to know how to explain it. But as a boxer, I know I've been smacked in the head and seen a bright light a few times, and
Right.
I'm thinking it may be a
Right.
physiological
I've
process.
talked to other patients who are in shock and things, and they see the bright light like that. Even,
You know what I
my
think
wife,
it is? I think it's the paramedics checking to see if the pupil's dilated.
No. It's some
The little flashlight.
It's some reaction the brain has to low blood supply. When there's not enough blood going to the brain, people have this intense white light oftentimes.
Right, so that's what that is.
Maybe.
Perhaps. All right, but the deal is nobody knows.
Listen to this.
Exactly.
Here's an interesting way of looking at it. I take care of some physicists, and they were discussing with me one day how they believe there's some theories that there are multiple other potential dimensions. That when the universe expanded, the dimensions we have are the ones that expanded out, but there might be 9 or 10 other dimensions that have yet to expand out or could at another Big Bang at another time.
Now, were you treating these guys for mushrooms?
No. These guys, interesting, brilliant guys. And that if time is just our own construct, and if there are other dimensions that could expand, maybe there is some continued existence. I don't know. But
all I know is when I'm coming back, I'm playing the guitar because I want some women.
Does this time continuum exist on the same time continuum
as others?
The other dimension?
That's right. No, and the point is we don't know what those other.
How do you know?
Or because if they do,
because all these dimensions are layered.
But the point is, we can only understand things in terms of the dimensions from which we have evolved, and there may be things about those other dimensions that cause a universal existence or a constant existence without a time.
I once ate some bad pork.
So that technically, though, you don't die; you just go to this other. dimension.
We don't know what it is because we can't. We can only understand.
It's more of a dimension shift.
We can only understand it in a linear way.
But right now, the doctors are hard at work trying to find a way to bill you in that other dimension.
That's right.
Glenn, do you want to be buried? Do you want to be cremated?
Cremated.
Yeah. Do you want the ashes scattered over the sea?
I don't care what they do with them afterwards.
Put them in a bong and smoke them up.
Yeah, it's kind of weird with some people with this stuff, like they don't want to donate their organs and stuff like that because they feel it'd be like sacrilegious or something.
No, there's a lot of people that are scared to be put on a list where people just offer you to take
your eyes.
Is that what that is?
But there's also a normal human instinct to try to protect bodies and preserve them and things. And if it's your own, you have that same instinct about that.
So you're a doctor saying don't donate your organs.
No, I'm not saying
with
that.
a list a mile long of people needing organs.
Words in my mouth. I'm not saying that.
Aaron from Irvine.
Yeah.
Hey.
How you doing?
Speaking of words in your mouth, your friend's trying to put something in your mouth, isn't he, Aaron?
Yeah.
Tell us the story.
I'll tell you the story, but first, you know what? I just realized that Glenn's on, and I gotta say, man, dude, you're the man, dude. I have a lot of respect for you musically and stuff.
Thank you.
And God, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, that guy that called up earlier, man, that Misfit Rookie, Hybrid Moments. It goes something like, "If you're gonna scream, scream with me."
Huh?
Is that hot?
That was Aaron singing a little Danzig for you.
I thought you guys would like. Anyways, Dr.
And we liked it.
Yeah? You liked it, Ricky?
Not that much. Go ahead, Aaron. What's up, bro?
God, I'm so turned off. I don't even know if I can share my problem now. I'm so much more interested in talking to Glenn. God, oh my God. Are you gonna be back at the Irvine Meadows Halloween? Because I saw you with White Zombie, man. You just blew my mind.
Not this year, of course, because Halloween's already over.
Yeah, this was the first Halloween that you didn't play.
That's right.
And this Halloween, it was just White Zombie, right?
We toured for so long, and then we finally, we wanted a break.
Now, what do you think of White Zombie?
Great band.
Great band.
They've played with Danzig a bunch of times.
Right.
But anyway, I guess maybe we'll do a special show at Irvine once the record comes out.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Do you want to talk about your question, Aaron? I know what it is. Should I tell you?
Good night, Aaron.
Aaron?
Yo, how you doing?
You've got your friend that's gay and he keeps hitting on you.
Yeah,
Was it him?
Aaron.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. Somebody just walked in the room, right?
Yeah.
Dude, is it the person you're talking about?
Oh my God.
It is, huh?
It is.
So we can't talk about it right now. Is that what's up, bro?
No, you can, but...
Is he listening to the radio?
No, he's in the other room.
So he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So your friend that just walked into the room is gay.
Yeah.
So it's no big problem. Just say I'm not interested and thanks, but no thanks.
You want to have Glenn talk to your friend?
Oh my gosh, you don't even...
Is your friend a guy? Your friend's a guy, right?
See, the thing is, I want to bring him on the air,
Yeah.
And I want, possibly you guys to talk to him.
Yeah.
But...
Well, Ricky's good at this.
Yeah, dude, we won't bum you out. You're a good guy. We don't want to ruin you. We'll be nice. We're not gonna go, hey, Aaron likes you. Jump in the sack.
Glenn.
Actually, that would be kind of funny, but we won't do that.
Glenn, real quick, there's no gay comic book superheroes, are there?
Actually, there might be.
Oh, there might be?
There's some underground books. A lot of gay underground.
Potpourri Man.
Potpourri Man. Diet soda man.
Squeegee Man.
Aaron, do you want to put your friend on the phone, or do you want to just... The problem is you think your friend is gay and he's hitting on you?
Yeah.
Dude, you just got to come clean.
Seriously?
Yeah, you just got to tell him, look, man, you're my buddy, but I'm not into that stuff. And if you do that stuff, we're not going to be able to be friends.
You think it's gonna thrash my relationship, or what?
It is if he keeps on hitting on you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, then you better just make that move.
No question.
Okay, Aaron.
Hey, man, thanks a lot. And Glenn, one more thing, bro. God, I'm really sorry to hear about Biscuits, man. He was I'm not even gonna get into like what that was all about, but I love that guy.
Bye, Aaron.
Oh, maybe that's who you should be with.
Carlin from Fremont, you're on LoveLine.
Hi.
Hi.
I heard this like really weird rumor about Glenn like a really long time ago from this crank addict friend of mine.
From who?
Crank addict.
You know it's true.
Oh yeah.
Well, I just want to find out if it's true. I heard like Glenn killed like this kid when he was really little, and I didn't believe that one.
He actually, you know what the funny thing is? He wears that kid's ear as a pendant around his neck.
So Glenn, was Glenn little too?
Yeah, supposedly.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously.
This guy was really gone, but I was just curious.
You shouldn't listen to secondhand stuff.
I know.
You know.
Let's just say this, Carlin. He was never convicted of killing me, okay? And we'll leave it at that. Right now, let's talk to Seth from Tucson. Seth, you're on LoveLine. Glenn Danzig's our guest.
I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yes, Seth.
Okay, I was on cortisone for a while.
Cortisone.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
For like 7-8 years.
Right.
I know there's side effects with the testicles. Who do I go to?
What were you on cortisone for?
I had a chronic illness.
What?
Colitis.
What?
Colitis.
Colitis.
Like, ulcerative colitis?
Yep.
And how is it you're off steroids now?
Went to Cleveland Clinic and had the surgery.
So you had your colon out. You've had a Coke's pouch or something put in?
Internal.
A Coke's pouch.
Now, what's a Coke's pouch do?
They sort of make a internal bladder out of tissue that's there and take the colon out.
You have to empty it out?
You empty it out. But it's different than a bag, than a colostomy, because it's sort of more of a spigot than anything else.
No, I don't have that.
You don't have a spigot?
No, I have a J pouch.
A jejulostomy pouch. Okay.
They made it at the small intestine.
I see.
Well, I want to talk about this for just 1 second. I'm trying to get do you have to
empty it?
Yeah, but what's coming out of you? Besides
liquid stool.
No, I know that's coming out of you. Liquid stool. It sounds like
some fixed houses with you, right?
Liquid stool. Yeah, it sounds like something you find in your toolbox. But what is coming out of him? I mean, I know liquid stool's coming out, but what's the liquid stool coming out of?
What does the hardware look like?
Yeah, what's the hardware look like?
The same.
No, wait a minute, Seth. I'm looking at your belly.
Right.
Let's say we're in the shower. Let's say we're at the gym.
Okay.
You're taking a shower.
Fine.
I've had a couple of beers. I'm checking you out.
Great.
Now, I noticed something. What's it look like to me?
I have a bikini scar, which is about 6 inches. I have an ostomy scar.
Right.
And I have a couple staple scars because it was done he did a scope.
But nothing like a faucet sticking out or nothing, right?
Nothing sticking out.
So it's a reanastomosis, and you move your bowels through your rear end. Is that right?
Very good.
Okay.
Come on, USC boy.
And you were on steroids for
7 years.
7 years. And what kind of problems are you having?
Pain.
Problems peeing?
Pain.
Pain.
In my left testicle, or right one.
24 now. And you're worried if that's something related to the steroids?
Yes. And testicular cancer runs in the family.
Well, testicular, you can feel testicular cancer. I mean, it feels like a rock in there. It can be a small pebble, but I mean, pain could be anything. You need to get that checked out. I don't know anything that specifically is associated with corticosteroids that causes pain in the testicle.
Okay.
Okay.
But Seth.
Well, who would I go to though?
Go to urologist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seth, aren't they sort of monitoring you? I mean, because
he's off everything now. He's basically cured.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just put the Bota bag in and cut him loose.
Yes, that's it.
Very good.
What kind of doctrine is that?
Top in the country.
Okay.
All right, Seth. Thanks for
Put you in your place,
Get it
Adam.
checked out.
Thanks for calling, Seth. Let me give you the dates one more time if you want to meet Glenn. And I'm sorry, I forget the artist's name is
Eric Canet.
Eric Canet. December 7th, Golden Apple Comic Book Store, which is on Melrose in West Hollywood. Go say hi to Bill there. December 8th, Comics on Parade in Santa Barbara. December 9th, Page After Page in Las Vegas. December 10th, he's in Phoenix at Atomic Comics. December 15th, Garden Grove at Comics Unlimited. And a bunch of Texas dates. Do you have like any hotlines or anything that can tell you about the comic book stuff?
No, we're setting up a website though.
Do you have like a
Online.
Danzig website or anything else like that?
I think the record company does. We're gonna update it and we're gonna get our own going, and we've got a new hotline number, which I didn't bring with me stupidly, but
fax to us and
yeah,
fax it to have your people fax it to us and
yeah.
we'll
so
put
the
it out
old
there.
Danzig hotline number is no good anymore. We have a new one.
What about this fax? Somebody sent this fax. Says, Glenn, are you going to play Wolverine in an X-Men movie?
Well, that
which
was-
would have been, I mean, I even said this a long time ago, if they were going to do an X-Men movie, which I don't know if they should, you would be the natural person to play Wolverine.
Well, they I met with the people at 20th Century Fox, but like I told you guys earlier, that was like a year or so ago. So I don't know what's going on with the movie, and I haven't seen the script yet. So I don't know what they're doing with it, and I know it's not in production yet. So.
What when you met with the people, did they take measurements, or did they just talk to you about stuff, or did they show you some stuff? I mean, what did you talk about?
A bunch of stuff.
Have you ever seen what Wolverine looks like?
Yeah, yeah.
Looks like Wolverine.
Looks like a Wolverine.
Yeah.
I heard Charles Nelson Riley's going to play Wolverine this year.
Oh, that's a better choice, yeah.
Well, once again, thanks for being down here. Everybody go meet Glenn and go pick up the new comic. That's Verotic is the name of the comic book company.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of series of different stuff out. And thanks again for stopping by.
My pleasure.
And stay tuned because we got more Loveline and more of your calls.
LoveLine. Look deep into this jingle. You are getting sleepy. Sleepy. LoveLine will be right back. You will listen. You will listen.
Drew, you're in the other room looking at me. I'm talking. That would maybe give you guys a hint that we are on the air now. Adam? Oh, Adam. We're on the air, you know. I want to thank Glenn Danzig for showing up. I'm looking forward to getting those comic books.
I was sparring
Looks
with
pretty
Glenn
well
Danzig.
stuff. He's bad.
He's bad.
He's bad. You know it.
Yeah, no, he knows what he's doing.
Man, I'm a big music fan. Looking forward to the new stuff, and maybe we'll get him back on in February when the new stuff comes out. 1-800-LOVE-191 is the number. That's 568-3191. I have been, for people that have been trying to send me email, my America Online box has been totally filled, and they haven't been able to get through. A lot of people write letters, and they say, oh, I want to ask Drew this, or I want to ask Adam this. And I had a whole stack of letters that I was going to be answering tonight on the air. I left them at home. But there is a new LoveLine email address. So if you've got a question for me, question for Adam, and a question for the good doctor, you can give it. You can write us at LUV191. That's love191 at America Online. LUV191. That's a new email address, and that's just for LoveLine. So that'll be really good, and we'll go through those every day, you know, and try to get some on the air. And right now we're going to talk to Robert from Alhambra. Robert, you're on LoveLine.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
I got a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah?
I was wondering, what are Chinese bells? Keep on hearing about.
Bells?
Yeah.
Why are you asking me that question?
Well, I was just curious about it. I kept on hearing things about
Is it like a disease?
Oh, no, it's some...
Do you mean like Benoit balls?
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Chinese bells
Yeah.
or Benoit balls?
Jeez.
Okay, go ahead, Drew.
No, you go
No,
ahead.
he asked you, what's a Benoit ball, Drew?
They are metal balls that women insert into themselves, allegedly. And they
Where do they put them?
You guys talk to
No, we don't know,
We
Drew.
don't know.
Intravaginal insertion of these metal balls that apparently...
Intravaginal? I always thought they put them in their gig.
Yeah, they put them in there, and then they walk around, and they're sort of pleasured all day, right?
Some kind of stimulation.
Wow. So wouldn't it be great to be a woman?
Yeah, I wouldn't leave home.
Yeah, Robert, what are you going to do with those things?
Oh, no, I just heard about them and I was curious.
Chinese bells.
Yeah.
Benoit balls.
That's like the clenched fist last night.
Yeah, which
that was the guy.
that was the guy. Yeah, the jury's still out on that one. All right, don't buy them for your girlfriend, or you're going to be gone.
Anna, Chicago, you're on LoveLine.
Hi, I have a question
about.
Oh, wait, just say hi the way you just said hi.
Hi.
No, it was like more of a hi. I liked it.
Okay. I have a question about piercings.
Mhm.
I wanted to get my nose and my tongue done, and I wanted to know, like, when I get older, will the holes close back up?
Yes.
They will.
Yes.
Will your nose heal up completely, Ricky? Do you know?
Yes.
I mean, or will it look like you had like a zit there or something?
Well, you know, I took my nose ring out a while ago, and I had left it out for a while, and I'd always thought that it closed up. I thought that, hey, the nose closes really quickly. You know what? It doesn't heal as quick as I thought it did. I mean, right now my nose ring has been back in for a while.
And does the tongue heal all the way
The
up?
tongue will heal up.
All the way.
But I don't know how long it'll take.
I
But
would be like 80 years old with something in my mouth, you know.
right.
Good
Yeah,
thinking.
I think that when you get your tongue pierced, most people that have their tongue pierced don't plan on being 70 with pierced tongue. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, Anna, you're going to a reputable place to get it done?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, especially with the tongue, make sure, because there's certain areas that you can't have your tongue pierced. You got to make sure somebody that knows what they're doing, know that the first day, actually the first day isn't as bad as the second day. You're going to have mouthful of tongue. Your tongue is going to be so swollen.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some things that can happen from having a pierced tongue.
Yeah,
And the healing is a bitch.
My friend got her nose done with a gun, and I heard
Don't
that's really
use,
bad.
don't get any,
Yeah.
even ears being pierced shouldn't be done with a gun.
Why not?
Because when you use a gun, there's blood can splatter on the gun. I mean, there's just guns, I mean.
People are worried that that diseases can be transmitted.
Oh, it's not sanitary.
Can't be sterilized.
And I've heard a gun, I mean, I've only had my ears pierced a jillion years ago from a gun, and I've never had any other piercings done by a gun. But like I said, I use the word reputable all the time. None of those places will use a gun. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And something that I've talked to a lot of the piercers, that what they're trying to do, it's funny, you know, we mention this on the show a lot, that you have to go through like 4,000 hours of school to cut hair, but anybody can pierce and anybody can tattoo. And most of the piercers are trying to set up some sort of thing where they have to be certified, because they should. I mean, it's ridiculous. They should have some sort of certification, because anybody can pierce anybody, even Adam. Chelsea, West Hollywood, you're on LoveLine.
Hi, Dr. Drew, Adam, Glenn.
Chelsea, Glenn.
I'm
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
What's going on?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, I'm calling to comment on Carmen, who called in just a little while ago.
Carmen was the virgin?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Which is really sad. I don't.
It's sad that she's a virgin?
No, it's really sad what she said. I didn't get her age. I don't know how old she was.
She was
but
15, I think.
God, that's really young.
Refresh our memory.
Well,
She was saying that her boyfriend.
wanted to see some blood, otherwise he was going to be
and
suspicious.
That's really sick. But to answer her comment is yes, it does hurt a lot. And my first time, I
Okay.
did it on top, and it was very painful,
Hmm.
and there was a lot of blood.
Chelsea?
Yeah?
You get a guy that's going to go slow, going to take your time, just work it doesn't have to be a very painful thing.
Really? See, I don't know, because that's how my first
You
experience.
ain't never had a good lover.
What?
Well,
You ain't never had a good
let's
lover.
ask Glenn real quick what he thinks. Glenn, is it a good thing for her to be on top?
It's a good thing if it's painful.
Glenn likes pain. What can you say?
If there's a lot of
for the
blood.
guy, but-
Glenn already left, Chelsea. I just want to say, because if he's listening to me answering his calls, he's going to come here and kick my ass.
Well, I just felt really sorry for the girl, and I really think she should wait if she's listening. That's
Till about what, 40, Chelsea?
40 is a good age.
Yeah, I figured you'd say that. Yeah.
I'm thinking the love grommet may be good for virgin use too.
I'm thinking Chelsea's had a really rough guy.
No,
Chelsea hasn't had a nice guy.
I don't know. Maybe I did, but it was not fun.
All right, wait a minute. I've come up with a virgin kit.
What is it?
It is the love grommet, which we've talked about before, the donut.
What is it?
It's the donut that goes around the penis, so the penis can't go too deep and do any emotional or physical
It's like
damage.
a washer. It's like a washer.
That'd be a good idea.
All right, the love grommet with the graduated condom, meaning the condom is marked off like the side of a pool or a graduated cylinder.
Like a dipstick.
Right, you know where
It
you
should
are.
be called the dipstick.
You know where you are. You use the grommet in conjunction with the graduated condom, and you go, okay, that's far enough.
Quite the salesman, Adam.
I think I could put a kit together. That and some sort of goofy hat that held beer.
Nick from Templeton. Hello, Nick.
Hey, Ricky. Hey, Adam.
Hey.
Hey, Drew, I got a question for you.
Yeah, Nick.
A couple about drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
You
smoking.
know where I can get some?
Yeah, maybe. Does smoking bud seeds make you sterile?
No.
Dude, why would you smoke seeds?
Didn't we have this question
Yeah,
last
what
week?
kind of guy?
Nightly.
Huh?
But nobody wants to smoke out with
Why
you.
is he smoking seeds? Because that's all that's left in the baggie.
I'm not aware that has
He's going to smoke the baggie next.
anything to do with anything.
No, see, I don't like them, but no one likes to smoke them. I was just wondering if
I don't know
if
that-
no one
that-
likes to smoke them or if it really
No,
does.
I don't know that does anything to anything.
And all my friends are wondering too.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how it can make you sterile, though.
Huh?
It can make you sterile in a roundabout way.
Doesn't it make kind of like makes them sluggish and slow and?
No, it can pop and take out your eye, and you can be so miserable you'll never get another erection.
That could happen.
That could happen.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be miserable if you were
Oh,
blind.
yeah. You see this big light.
That's right.
And what's your other question, Nick?
Yeah, it's about acid. Like, what exactly are the chemicals in there, and what do they do to you? Like to your head, how does it interact?
Well, nobody knows for sure. There's multiplicity of theories out there, but one thing that has recently been shown is that a part of the brain called the amygdala tends to get disrupted. There tends to be a disruption of the normal architecture. People that do even a modest amount of hallucinogenics or even any exposure before the age of 15. The syndromes that I see associated with LSD exposure are chronic depressions. And sometimes those depressions don't manifest for at least 10 years after the drug exposure. It's a insidious drug. It causes personality changes, causes lots of difficulties. It clearly is something that alters the brain anatomy and chemistry. It doesn't do it every time somebody uses it. Nobody knows what the threshold is for a given individual. There's something called a post-hallucinogenic perceptual disorder, where you actually can get sort of locked into being high, and these people that get that syndrome end up chronically
All right,
disabled.
hold on. Drew, I'm seeing trails now. Slow down for a
I've
second.
seen a lot of problems with LSD. It's a drug that scares me a
So
lot.
the bottom line is you may do it and be fine. You may do it and screw up your entire life forever.
That's correct. That's
so
correct.
don't do it.
Like, how often do flashbacks occur too?
They're pretty common.
Are they?
Mm-hmm. But well.
You know
they're
Nick's
common.
going to be tripping this weekend anyway, no matter what you say. Let's speak with Julie. Julie is calling from Palo Alto.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Well, I had one comment about Carmen who called and the other girl who called in after her.
The painful initial sex?
Thing.
Yeah.
Well, just because my first time, it didn't really hurt me a lot, and I was on the bottom.
How old were you?
I'm 22.
How old were you when you had the first experience?
I was 17, almost 18.
Okay.
I'd also been dating the guy for like a really long time, and I think that's really important because that was great for me, my first experience, whatever.
Right.
And there wasn't, I didn't bleed, hardly at all. And I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But anyway, I just wanted to make that comment. And also, I had a question, because Riki and Adam, you're always talking about guys as being, penis salesmen and stuff.
That's right.
And
I'm having a weekend sale, a sidewalk sale this weekend, actually.
Half off.
You get arrested for that.
I think I'll pass. But anyway, I was wondering how you can tell for sure if a guy... Well, I've dated guys that are like that. They'll treat me really well, and then as soon as I won't have sex with them, they'll dump me, or a couple of times, as soon as I did have sex with them, they kind of gradually lost interest. And I've just started dating this guy. I've been dating him for about 3 weeks, and he treats me really well, too, but I just don't know how to tell for sure. As guys, can you give advice on, how...
A salesman from, what would the other... a non-salesman would be what, Adam?
Well,
a non-salesman?
Yeah.
Well, they're
A
all
doctor?
salesmen, but there's different angles. There's the hard sell, there's the passive sell, fire sale.
Yeah,
there's many different ones.
Usually the kind that I find are the most problematic are the ones who, they pretend they're nice guys. They pretend that they're giving you a soft sell, and they're like, oh, yeah, we don't really want to.
It'd be like a guy at a singles bar would be the equivalent to the fast-talking guy who shows up at the door with the suitcase and throws the thing of dirt on your, on your carpet and offers to sweep it up with the pork pie hat and the bad tie. That is the guy at the singles bar.
Right.
What you're talking about is a guy who's selling foreign sports cars.
Yeah.
Smooth.
Spit all over me, Drew.
Yeah,
She just spit on me.
Basically like the frat boy type. These are the kind of guys I often date. And I've dated some of them for long periods of time, but they're the kind who'll take you out to dinner a lot, and you'll have a good time, but you never...
You don't even know you're being sold.
Wait a minute, Julie.
Yeah.
What's so bad about going out with a guy, having dinner, and then having sex?
There's nothing wrong with it. You just shouldn't. The guy should never expect it because he takes the girl out to dinner.
Guys don't always expect it. You know what? Guys like sex, and hopefully women like sex, and sometimes it's a nice little dessert after a date to have some sex.
Oh, I completely agree.
Now, and Ricky's totally right, and you agree. So we're all in the same boat here.
Come
But
on, we'll have a
Julie,
gangbang.
let me ask you this: from an etiquette standpoint, if a guy went out, took you to a nice meal, maybe a little surf and turf, perhaps, dropped some serious buckage, then you got to the doorstep and you didn't invite him in, would you think it was out of line if he wanted like some kind of rebate? Just if you could just spot him like a couple of bucks just to just for the ride home, just so. Would you say that was out of line?
Well, I think it would be out of line for him to ask for a rebate. Yeah, but I mean, I'd probably give him a kiss goodnight, but on the cheek if I didn't want to see him again.
See, and you know what? That guy would probably go, and I know that we're going to get those 3 guys that are going to call up thinking that they're speaking for all men. But most guys, if they went out and they spent all the money, and give me an amen on this one, Sir Adam. Most guys, if they went out, they dropped the coin, they got the good tickets to the show, they spent dinner, and they went home, and you dropped them off with just a kiss, they would feel like they kind of got shortchanged.
I was going to give you a hallelujah, but yeah, amen.
On a first date?
Yeah, no.
Well, I'm not saying sex, but at least kind of a little nightcap action.
And let me Julie, hold on, let me just put this out there. No guy is going to have. Oh, I'll say this. I know I get myself into trouble again. Most guys won't have a real relationship for a long time with a woman that'll sleep with them on the first date.
Oh, I know that. I won't sleep with a guy.
Occasionally.
Now, have you slept with the guy that you've been going out with for 3 weeks?
No, I haven't slept with him at all.
How far have you gotten with him?
I've stayed over at his place a couple of times, but I haven't.
No pipe smoking?
No pipe smoking.
No clam smacking? No bumping fuzzies?
I mean a little, but anyway.
Oh boy, is this guy in pain?
Well, maybe he ain't like that. No, maybe he ain't like that.
Hey, he's in pain.
Yeah, but maybe he just doesn't want to have sex. Maybe he just likes Julie, and
Even if
he's
he
okay.
doesn't want to have sex, his scrotum does, and his scrotum is aching. I know, I've been there. Is he taking...
You are there.
I am there. Is he taking long showers where the water stream is uninterrupted for like 45 minutes at a time?
I don't know. I'm not over at his place when he's taking his showers.
All right, you know what he's doing. You know what he's doing as soon as you leave? First he's farting, then he's masturbating. That is the order of what guys do.
First thing he does is untucks his shirt and unbuttons the first button.
Right. Then he lets out one of those 15-step farts, where he's
I don't really...
all the way to the bathroom, still going, and then he cannot masturbate fast enough. Girls, this is what guys do when you leave. Am I right, Ricky?
No, I thought you... No, I...
Yeah.
Hello, this is my dog. His name's Dave. Sit, stay. Roll over. Roll. No, Dave, no.
LoveLine will be right back. Stay.
Oh, yeah. I'm flashing my tin here at work.
You got big clout. A lot of these things, we're 3 guys.
Right.
But we got women coming tomorrow. We have hot women that'll give women's advice, put us in our place, and we will like it. We have some girls from Hooters, which, of course, great food at Hooters. One big plus. And Heidi Marks is one of the girls that's going to be here, and she's on the cover of Playboy for the girls of Hooters, and
right,
so that'll be good.
What was that, like 2 months? Was that like a month or 2 ago?
Oh, you would know better than anybody, Adam.
I'd have to check my catalog.
I'm sure it would be really, really tough. 1-800-LOVE-191 is the number. That's 568-3191. Let me give you the AOL number again. It's LOVE191. That's LUV191 at America Online. And you can write to any of the 3 of us, and we'll try to get some of your questions, because we know that the phones are always busy. And you keep on calling, and eventually you will get through. Like Rachel from Sirius, Wisconsin.
Hi.
Hi, Rachel.
I just had a question. Well, I'm 14 years old, and usually when I get mad, I hit myself over the head with my fist, or I'll sit on my bed and I'll just hit my head against the wall, and I was just wondering if that's normal.
No. Believe it or not, at certain ages it is normal. 2-year-olds do that sort of thing, and it's certainly a common thing for people to do. But it really suggests that you're overwhelmed by your emotional situation.
Would that be the same type of thing like people cutting their arms?
It's similar. It is similar. It's a self-destructive behavior. It's a way of trying to release tension. But it really shows the distress you're under. And it suggests you would be benefited from some help.
Okay.
What's going on? I mean, what happened?
Well, I didn't drop out of school, but I'm doing homeschooling because I got harassed a lot in public school.
For what?
I don't know, just nobody likes me.
So something.
Well, what are they saying?
Well, they're just teasing me about, just the people in public school, they just tease me about a lot of things.
Like what?
Being fat.
Kids are just cruel.
Yeah.
How overweight are you?
Not that much, but I hate them.
Yeah.
But what else is going on? I mean, not
That would
that's
be
not enough.
That would be
No.
enough. If you were going to school and everybody was giving you a hard time. Are there any things that you're into, Rachel? Do you have any hobbies?
Not really.
I mean, there's got to be. I mean, you know what? That would be one thing. If you could find one thing that you're into, you know, and I mean, you hear people that go through some of the stuff you're going through, and a lot of them write music, or take up an instrument, or take out their aggressions, or get into some sort of sport or something. I mean, there's got to be something out there that you would be into.
To give you
writing about all the stuff you're going through.
But I think the point Ricky's making is in doing so, you give yourself a sense of worth and being able to master something like that, a hobby, whatever it is, and also it may connect you with some more people who have similar interests. You've got to go for that, okay?
Yeah,
Rachel?
and let me say this as sort of a consolation. I don't know how this is going to sound, but the people that are real popular, and Ricky will test this, people who are like real popular in junior high and high school are mainly losers now. Now, wait a minute.
You speak the truth, my friend,
yes.
and I love that.
Why? Because they're going out on dates, they're going to the prom, they were doing burnouts in the parking lot in their dad's Mustang, and they were having a good time. And guys like John Popper from Blues Traveler, fat kid, probably not too popular, especially those big sideburns, sitting at home, and he picks up the harmonica. And he sits at home and he plays the harmonica, and I'm sure he couldn't get a date to save his life. Now he makes $1 billion, women coming, all over the place. And a lot of people, a lot of creative people, writers, musicians, they all tell the same story. I was made fun of, I wasn't popular, I stayed home, we moved around a lot, I didn't have any friends, but they're popular as adults, and they're successful as adults. So even though it stings now, you may look forward to better days.
I wasn't popular in high school, and now I'm still not popular.
but don't hit yourself,
Yeah,
Rachel.
don't worry, nothing like this will happen to you, Rachel.
What? Be host of a very popular
Becoming like
syndicated
Ricky.
talk
Yeah,
show?
becoming like Ricky.
Oh no, he's a winner.
Rachel.
Yeah.
There's got to be something you're into.
Well, I like music.
Well, take up some sort of music thing.
You play an instrument?
Piano.
There you go.
And you know what? And I'm going to be honest. If you are a little bit overweight, start exercising. Maybe not doing it at school, because if people are going to give you a hard time, because you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to be healthy. And it also removes stress. When you're stressed, man, when you're 14, going through so much crap between the people at school, between everybody giving you a hard time, between all the things that you're supposed to do, or,
Okay.
give it a shot, girl.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, you can call us up and keep us updated, all right?
Okay.
Thanks, Rachel.
Bye.
Right now, let's talk to Andy, who's calling from Minneapolis. Andy, you're on LoveLine.
Hey, hi there.
Hi there.
Oh, there.
We're as happy as can be.
I think it's welcome.
What?
Hey there, hi there, ho there, you're as welcome as.
Having listened to that, like,
What is it?
Dr.
60
Drew would
times
know.
the last couple of weeks, I would say Adam's correct.
Thanks, Doc. It's $10 in it for you.
Chinese bells.
What's going on, Andy?
Doing?
What?
How you guys doing?
Great. What's doing?
Well, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to get married.
Mm-hmm.
My girlfriend's bisexual,
Mm-hmm.
and she wants to.
A practicing bisexual?
Yes.
Okay.
What does that mean?
She still clam schmacks.
So you're not in a monogamous relationship with your fiance?
Oh well, actually, she's not doing anything right now, but she wants to bring another woman into the bed.
Oh boy.
Now, you mean like for the honeymoon or before you get married?
Before we get married.
What's the hurry in getting married? You're 21.
He doesn't want to let this one go.
I love her.
How do you feel about her going out having sex with another woman?
Well, watched her kiss another woman once, and
Now, how'd you feel about it?
I liked it.
Okay, now how do you feel about her having sex with another woman?
I would think I would like it.
Yeah, do you think that maybe... Okay, how would you feel about her having sex with another woman when you're not around?
I wouldn't like that.
Okay, dude, I'm telling you straight out. Now, well, I don't know. You know what? I've always given this advice that my feeling is always have the... Have you ever had a threesome?
No.
Okay, my advice has always been have a threesome. It will ruin the relationship, but at the end, you'll still would have had a threesome. And you're young, the relationship's going to end anyway.
Uh-huh.
And Adam said something once that I thought was really interesting. It really made me think about this. Is that, you know, that could it be that maybe you're so secure in the relationship that it would be okay?
No.
You know, but he said that, and it made you think that. Do you think it's possible, Dr. Drew, for a man and a woman married, happily married, to say, let's bring in a woman for a one-time thing, have a threesome?
Sex is a physical thing.
I think it
we
is
enjoy
possible.
the physicality of another person, and we'll leave it at that.
Look, anything is possible, and so I'm sure we're going to get 600 calls from people who have done it successfully. But what it tends to do...
But we need video for proof.
It tends to do is break down barriers and allows people to sort of go in directions that create instability in relationships.
So the problem...
although it might not be evident to somebody who's enjoying that in the short run, the long-term outlook for the relationship is in danger.
Right. So here's the problem, Andy. If your fiance brought over a woman once in a while and you guys had yourself a romping time and forgot all about it, you could probably keep that up, have a decent relationship, and it would be fine. But what Drew is saying is if she's doing this kind of stuff before marriage, and I think Ricky's kind of saying this too, 5 years from now, she's going to want to bring a couple, like a circus over.
Or a guy, at least. How would you feel about bringing a guy in?
A couple of dwarfs, maybe a barnyard animal.
Popper from the Blues Travelers.
And or she'll begin to develop some feelings, or you will even, for some of these people you guys are becoming intimate with. You can't predict these kinds of things. And it's going to really put your relationship in jeopardy.
It's a risk. But, Andy?
Yep.
I think getting married at 21 is way too young, dude.
Yeah.
Way too young. How long
Why?
you been with... Why?
Yeah.
Because you know what? You know when you get married, this is my theory, okay? Let's look at this from the sex point of view, okay? You get married when any fantasy, any type of sexual thing you probably have wanted to do, you've done. And so you're not going to say, I wonder what it'd be like to do this. Do it, okay? So when you get married, you're ready to be with that one person, and you can work on a whole new type of sexual thing, on learning everything about that person, having sex with the same person, that you don't go otherwise to get new thrills. You become thrilled with that person, and you work on it.
I am thrilled with her.
And you can be for a couple years. Why not wait for another 5 years to get married? Do you think she's going to leave you?
No.
All right. So, Ricky's right.
I think just 21's way too young to get married. That's why everybody's divorced all the time.
Believe me, it is. Hold off on the marriage and try the threesome. And if you can pull it off, then marry her in 2 years. But test the threesome out first before you marry her.
Okay, I have just one more thing to say. To Rachel.
Who's Rachel? Is she the girl?
She's the upset one.
She's the what? Oh, okay.
The one who says she's overweight.
Yeah.
I was overweight when I was younger. Now I'm in perfect shape. I look good. Things are working real well.
You got two chicks that want to bone you.
I think if she just gives it some time, she'll blossom and it won't be a problem.
How'd you feel when you were 14?
I felt like any little problem was the end of the world, probably.
Right.
And now he's got a problem about his girlfriend wants to bring in another girl.
You're going to look back at getting married at 21 when you're 25 the same way you're looking back at 14 now.
Meanwhile, halfway across the city, in a small fish market in Chinatown.
Excuse me, could I get some fish?
In the meantime, LoveLine will be right back.
Tomorrow night, you are going to want to listen to LoveLine. Not as much as we're going to want to be here.
No.
A couple girls from Hooters. One of the girls, Heidi Marks, who was on Playboy.
Let me ask you this, fellas.
Okay, Adam. Ask away, my friend.
There's been a lot of controversy about the whole Hooters thing, especially a few weeks back, with them marching on Washington, the Million Boob March,
The
and all
Equal
that kind of
Opportunity
stuff.
Act.
Right. They want a guy. My whole feeling about the whole, and everyone who talks about Hooters, who's been to Hooters, says, look, the girls are attractive, but they're not naked. The food's good. We go there. We bring the family. It's no big deal. What's everyone been out of shape about?
Big deal.
My feeling is well, let's say the name of the place was Spalding's or Hezekiah's. Do you think there'd be a problem? I think it's the whole Hooters thing that gets everyone going.
This is the reason why, okay? If there was a place, it's a little bit of the whole reverse sexism thing. If there was a place that hired only men and would not hire women, we would cause a big stink. Well, here's a place that his waitresses have always only hired women to be the waitresses there, period. The only men that work at Hooters are either one of the hosts, perhaps, or the cooks. Always that's the way it's been, okay?
Right.
I've been to a lot of Hooters all over the country. I have friends that work for Hooters. Now, all of a sudden, a guy in Chicago wanted to work at Hooters.
Right.
And he wasn't hired as the Hooters, to be like a Hooters guy.
Right.
And so he sued the company, and it brought on a
Right.
whole act. And it's an interesting thing. Should guys be allowed? I mean, so Hooters is doing campaign with the Hooters guy. They did a big campaign where they had this really big fat guy in this T-shirt and the orange dolphin shorts. And I think they are going to actually be coming out with some good-looking guys as Hooters guys. And that'll be the type of thing that, we'll find out more when we talk to the girls tomorrow.
But it's funny. This whole society just spends all its time with the EOC and all that, trying to keep the white male down, saying the white male can't be a fireman first, can't get into college first. Everything is to even things out for the white male, except for now when this guy wants to get a job because it's going to screw thousands of white males who go there to enjoy or just males. I shouldn't say white males.
But are you going to be able to tomorrow shine as a white male in terms of giving us an example of your salesman techniques?
I guarantee.
Oh, I want to hear this. You guarantee what, Adam? I can't wait to hear this.
I'm going to sell at least part of one of my penises to these girls.
And how far do you think you're going to get?
I think like an inch and a half. Like they can buy stock in my penis.
You're going to want to listen to tomorrow night's LoveLine as much as we're going to want to be here. Remember, you want to email us at AOL. We're at Love191. That's LUV191. We have an address if you want to write to us. And I got to say something. We're getting a lot of stuff from guys that are in prison, and I said I was going to say hi to all the people that wrote and drew some nice pictures, and they were asking for pen pals. What I want to do now is ask all the women that are listening to us from women in prison to write us letters, and then maybe we'll give all your addresses to the guys in prison, so at least you can have pen pals that way. So, can that work?
They can raise like a hybrid group of felons.
There are a lot of women who out of prison
can't
who
do
are into
that,
men
no.
in prison.
Oh hell yeah! I mean, these guys like like Manson's got more women than he can shake a stick at. I mean, everyone who goes into prison gets women. I don't know what's up with that, but that's a good idea, Ricky. Let's hook them up.
I don't think we can do that.
We can't?
We can't, no. Oh, we tried and we can't do it? Oh.
All right, well, let's just get crazy women who are on the outside to write them then.
Let's just send the Hooters girls to Chino.
Let's do that.
I'm
I
all
would
about
rent that. Hooters girls go to Chino.
Yeah. So tune in tomorrow. Oh, the address is P.O. Box 4345, Hollywood, California, 90078. I'm Riki Rackman.
I'm Dr. Drew.
And Adam Carolla.
And be here tomorrow. Good night.
You have been listening to LoveLine.
The opinions expressed by Riki Rackman, Dr. Drew, Adam Carolla, or anybody else on this program are not necessarily anyone's. LoveLine producer and Will